Ah, hey, I've been at this editing for like 2 hours. You're telling me that? Ugh, keeps on getting worse and worse and worse and worse, man. I'm hungry. What is there around to eat? Mm. Let's see what they got going on over here. The hell? This is an empty ass campsite. Let me take this. Whoa, whoa. Oh shit. Oh my god, my ears. I didn't mean to do that. My ears, dude. Hell no. Okay, that's kind of scuffed. I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. Don't mind the noise. That was supposed to be a monster encounter, followed by a pistol. I don't even think the pistol even sounds loud. Jesus. Okay. All right. That's enough. That's enough. Let's just get to the main program. Are we live? Are we here? Wow. This is bedtime stories with your host, Marlon. Today we will be reading my book, A Living Nightmare. Not sponsored because I own the damn thing. So I don't think that's how that works. So, all right, this book is a horror book. So if you're scared of horror, things of that nature, it's not that bad. I promise. All right, let's see what we got here. Whew, I'm nervous. I have yet to read my book out loud, in terms of to other people. So it's gonna be very interesting how I take my own characters, voices, and stuff. I'm not trying to do any voice acting, so it's just gonna be very simple. But I did do a few words page just to give some thanks to people that along the way been supporting me and telling me that I should keep going and not give up. So I just want to read that real quick, and then after that, I will turn the ambiance music, the scary music, just to set the ambiance a little bit. All right. It goes without saying that I truly did not expect any of this to happen. As I wrote down the opening words of this novel, I found myself on a journey that extends beyond pages you're about to delve into. This venture is not just a tale woven into the fabric of imagination. Whoa, can I read tonight? It's a culmination of dreams, late nights, and the unwavering support of those who believe in my stories and the power they hold. Allow me to recognize and thank those who believed in me and pushed me to be someone that they can be proud of. The first one is my parents for supporting me, and the second one is someone who, in all honesty, might have forgotten about her impact on my life. Miss Stubbs, a college guidance counselor who told me that I didn't have to follow in anyone's footsteps but my own. She was the first person to question my entire life and steered me to a path that I truly needed to be on. I told her I would mention her in my first novel, and this wasn't the one I had planned initially. Shout out to my used to be therapists, not anymore, Robin and Kelly. These two have done more good for my mental well-being than any antidepressant thrown my way. Also, a big thank you to Nyla for the cover art. Amazing work as always. Thank you to my friends and family who constantly motivated me to excel and be more than what I expected to be in life. Can't forget the teachers. Can't forget the teachers who had an actual profound impact on me. They truly made this all worth it. Also, thank you. All right, we're gonna turn the ambience music back on. Let me look at chat. Anybody say anything crazy? No. Okay, cool. What? I can't even read that. What does that say? All right, ambience music, and there's gonna be some surprises. Should I keep the campfire on? Not right now. All right, ambience music. Let's start from the beginning. Boom. Chapter 1. I found you. Where's my camera? My camera's over there. Oh, okay. Chapter 1. I found you. Darkness enveloped the city in the year 1957. Only a few streetlights were a source of visibility. The streetlights themselves lay barren for the night, with only the sounds of subtle chatter from suburban homes filling the air. The tranquil sounds from this neighborhood was momentarily pushed aside as a dark maroon Ford vehicle strolled by these dimly lit houses. Its headlights pierced through this black void caused by a lack of lampposts, illuminating its path. And I have, watch this. You see this? This is pre-production. Okay, this is pre-production. You see that? They're actually driving. This is crazy. Anyways. The car had two people. One in the driver's section operating the vehicle, a seasoned Englishman named Mr. Birch in his late 50s, with distinguished gray hair and a neatly trimmed mustache. He navigated the old-time Ford with a sense of experience. In the back seat, Mabel. Am I tweaking? I can't deviate. In the back seat sat Mabel. See, I was tweaking. I'm like, what, did I not put that? Okay. Take two. In the back seat sat Mabel, an 11-year-old girl with tawny brown skin and a crown of short, dark brown hair. Despite her age, Mabel was remarkably tall, her gaze fixed on the stars in the sky, observing as they maintained their celestial dance while the vintage Ford rumbled onward. "Are you awake, Miss Winters?" asked Mr. Birch. He looked on the rear view mirror to observe his passenger. Mabel didn't avert her gaze from the window and replied, "Yes," with a slight drowsiness in her voice. ASMR too, with the page turning? I'm doing it all. "Don't look so down, Miss Winters. You must admit, you've had quite the run for someone your age. I'm sure your family's very proud," Mr. Birch said with a genuine smile. "I know. I wish it wasn't over." Mr. Birch shifted his gaze slightly to his left and observed the homes passing by, all while still maintaining a relatively smooth drive. He pondered what to say to Mabel. Before he could bring anything up for discussion, Mabel spoke. "I hope my friends are still there." Do you mean Billy and Jacob? You often spoke of them fondly, so I'm sure both of them are eager for your return." "I bet they're both mad at me. That voice is kind of throwing me off. I'd hate if either of them left without saying goodbye," Mabel said with great sorrow. "Have faith. Whenever you see them again, give them your most glorious smile. Then act as if you never left. It's worked wonders for me countless times," said Mr. Birch. Mabel couldn't help but giggle at her driver's genuine, albeit a little forceful, positivity. "You always know what to say, Mr. Birch," said Mabel. "It's all in a day's work, Miss Winters." The rest of the ride was in complete silence. The only sounds were the rustic booms emanating from the car's engine and the rhythmic churn of its wheels on the half-finished road. Come on, guys, it's 12 o'clock in the morning. Don't kill me, please. Not long after their initial conversation, the two arrived at their destination. Parking alongside the sidewalk, the car came to a halt with a slight screech. Mr. Birch exited from his side and moved toward the rear passenger door. As he reached for the handle, the door swung open unexpectedly, nearly knocking him over. They're not driving anymore, so take this off. This is not relevant anymore. Boom. Okay, cool. Where was I? I lost my place. Mabel, confused by the sudden turn of events, hopped out of the car. Mr. Birch, attempting to downplay the incident, I can't speak fast. I gotta enunciate my words. Okay. Remarked that he had accidentally tripped on the curb. He brushed himself off, as if he actually fell. Mabel continued to walk towards the house, watching her step along the way. The house stands at 2 stories, painted a stark white with a pleasant garden blowing in the wind due to the late night breeze. The lights weren't on, and nothing could be heard from the outside. Mabel rang the doorbell, yet no one answered. Hold on, give me a second, pre-production. This is crazy. I am so good at what I do. Hold on. She knocked a couple times. Someone's not in your house, don't worry. Still met with no response. Mabel grabbed the door handle and twisted it. To her astonishment, the door swung open, revealing nothing but bleak darkness. Mabel stood in the front of the doorway, hesitating to go inside. Mr. Birch walked over to Mabel, stood next to her, and then said, "Miss Winters, fearing the dark will only prevent you from reaching the light." After imparting these words of wisdom, he stepped inside the house, disappearing from her view. "Wait, Mr. Birch!" yelled Mabel as she hurried inside. Once inside, that's not how it's said. Once inside, the door closed behind her, extinguishing the only source of illumination. Mabel let out a, this might be loud, I'm sorry. That's probably super loud because my headphones are right in front of me and I heard that way. I apologize, but it's production. Mabel let out a scream that could be heard throughout the neighborhood. That was a loud scream, so I'm pretty sure that did that. Then moments later, all of the lights in the home. Whoa, let's calm down a bit. Then moments later, all of the lights inside the home turned on, and a crowd of people appeared before her. And what did they say? They said, "Welcome back, Maybelline," they all yelled in sync. The boisterous welcome stopped Mabel screaming, and as she opened her eyes, she was greeted by faces she hadn't seen in a while, yet knew all too well. In front of her stood her mother, father, uncles, aunts, their friends, and a few neighbors with their kids. The fear Mabel initially felt was swiftly overwhelmed by joy. The surprise welcome back party for Mabel kicked off, and there was music, really good royalty-free music. Hold on, that's not okay. This is royalty-free. Yeah, right there. Boom, boom. Okay, cool. And there she was at the center of it all. Her mother and father both grabbed her hand and started communing with their guests. Mabel never let go of her smile as she greeted and mingled with those who came to see her. Excuse me. It wasn't until she realized the two she longed to see weren't at her party that her smile began to diminish. "What's wrong?" Oh, that's not her mom. "What's wrong, Mabel?" her father asked, noticing her demeanor changing. "Are Billy and Jacob coming later?" Mabel's mother and father both exchanged a saddened look. "No, sweetie. Unfortunately, they both can't make it," Mabel's mother said to her. Before she began to question why, Mr. Birch approached the three. "Greetings, Mr. and Mrs. Winters. I'm happy to see you three reunited once again." "Franklin!" Mabel's father extended his hand out, and the two exchanged a firm handshake. "We appreciate you looking after our little girl. Hope she didn't give you any trouble." Mr. Birch shook his head in disagreement. "Perish the thought, Mr. Winters. I found great delight in being Miss Winters' guardian and witnessing her incredible theater acting. For someone her age to be able to captivate the crowd the way she did, you'd have to be there to believe it." Mabel couldn't help but smile from Mr. Birch's kind words. "What will you do now, Frank?" This is our mom talking. What the? "What will you do now, Frank? With the show being canceled and all, I doubt you'd want to start all over in New York," said Mabel's mother. "I'm getting old. I believe it's time for Mrs. and I to finally retire from show business and leave it to the next generation of kiddos," said Mr. Birch, bowing his head to bounding his head towards Mabel. She can go back to she can go back to acting once she finishes school, Mabel's father said sternly. Oh, Jesus Christ, why is that so loud? Hey, calm down. That's enough music. The party's still happening. I don't know why that got loud that fast. I heard that. No. Wait, was I playing ambient music and... Oh my god. I was playing the ambient, scary, spooky, poopy music and that. Wait. Where my ambient, spooky, poopy music at? Huh. Was it? Whoa. I thought you looped, bud. You just started playing. Jesus. I don't even know how that's going to sound in post production. That's going to sound like ass. Let's go back. And let's just loop this. We're just going to loop this. Loop that. Don't. Yeah. I apologize if it was playing spoopy poopy music and 50s music. That's it's a little embarrassing. I forgot that, Hey, it's first time. Hey. Back to where I was. She can go back to acting once she finishes school, Mabel's father said sternly. The first day of school is Monday. I spoke with the principal of Greensboro Elementary a couple days ago about her late admission. Luckily, his children are big fans of Mabel. They said they'd never forgive me. They said they'd never forgive him if he didn't let her into their school. Mr. Birch laughed, amused by this principal's desperation. Quite the lucky break you caught there, Miss Winters. I hear Greensboro Elementary is the first of its kind to ban segregation within its system. Mabel wasn't happy knowing she'd only have one day before returning to her public education lifestyle. She had grown accustomed to having private tutors accompany her on her travels, and now she wondered how she could fare in a traditional classroom. Mr. Birch looked at his black leather wristwatch and sighed. Unfortunately, I must be going. I have an early morning flight back to the city. Mr. and Mrs. Winters, I wholeheartedly thank you for allowing me to be a part. Isn't that correct? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Be a part of your daughter's career. She possesses a great gift in acting and shows great potential. Support her in everything she does, as usual. Both Mabel's parents shook Mr. Birch's hand and thanked him. Mabel rushed to Mr. Birch and gave him a big hug, trying to hold back her tears. Only surprised for a moment by Mabel's sudden outburst, Mr. Birch then hugged her. Remember what I told you, Miss Winters. You're destined for greatness. All you have to do is show them. If you need anything, let your mother and father know first. They know how to get a hold of me. Be good, okay? I will, Mabel said with tears slowly rolling down her face. Mr. Birch and Mabel let go of each other, and the distance between them grew greater as Mr. Birch headed to the front door. Mabel waved goodbye, and Mr. Birch reciprocated with a wave as he exited, closing the door behind him. All right, no more 50 music, okay? Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Okay. All right. We don't need this no more. We don't need that no more. We can keep the campfire on. Jesus, what was that? Weird. What is that? I can't even read that. I'm blind as hold on. I can't tell if you called me gay or what is that? I'm blind, bro. What'd you say? Oh my god. When did I become this bad? There's all these lights in my eyes. I see the dancing dinosaur. Dino dance. All right. Oh god. I'm still. That's it. Oh, see ya.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, Gyat. That's Gyat. That's either Gyat or Chat.
Or see ya. I can't. My eyes are really bad. Anyways, I can't believe I did that. anyway. As the sun rose over the horizon, birds began chirping, casting a bright orange hue over the winter's residence. Mabel's mother prepared breakfast while the other two got ready to start their day. Upstairs, Mabel, dressed in her navy blue school uniform, finished making her bed and made her way downstairs. Mabel, honey, your hair is a mess. Get the brush out of the bathroom and come here, said Mabel's mother. Mabel rolled her eyes at her mother's command and headed to the bathroom. Passing her, Mabel's father had his eyes buried in today's paper, I'm sorry. He sat down at the kitchen's dining table and took a sip of some homemade brew. This is why I close my door, because you know how them toilets be just doing that? The whole just, I don't know, like reset? I don't know what toilets be doing. They'd be weird. Anyways, let me read the last sentence. Does it make sense? He sat down at the kitchen's dining table and took a sip of some homemade brew. Another war is starting, Mabel's father said somberly. There was a slight pause from Mabel's mother, and then she yelled, Mabel! She turned to see Mabel standing in front of her with a hairbrush, surprising her. Jesus, Mabel, don't sneak up on me like that, she said, then placed a hefty breakfast on the kitchen dining table. Mabel's mother grabbed the hairbrush from her daughter and pulled the chair close to her father. As Mabel sat down, she also removed the hair tie her mother had given her before bed. Her dark brown hair flowed downward, stopping right before reaching her shoulders. Mabel's mother began brushing with gentle but fast-paced strokes. Are you excited? Her mother asked. Mabel nodded, briefly stopping her mother's progress. I hope to see Billy and Jacob today, Mabel said while buttering her toasted bread. Why did I say toasted bread like that? Toasted bread. This is gonna be a crazy ass YouTube upload. I'll tell you that much. Mabel's mother stared solemnly at the back of her daughter's head, trying to figure out what to say to her. They're not friends anymore, Maybelline, Mabel's father said sternly, his eyes still fixated on today's paper. David, Mabel's mother exclaimed. I mean, she'd eventually find out. There's no point in dragging it out. Mabel looked distraught, turning to her mother and asked her why. I'm not entirely sure, sweetie. When you left, we would never see those two together anymore. I used to see them ride their bikes around the neighborhood, playing hide and seek with the other kids and having fun. Then one day on my way to the grocery store, I saw Jacob. I asked him where Billy was, and his answer led me to believe those two aren't fond of each other anymore. Now I need some water after this. I'm parched. Now I hardly ever see Billy, and I know Jacob's been helping his mom raise his baby sister. Mabel's eyebrows Mabel's eyebrows raised in shock. She began slowly refraining from eating her breakfast and got up from her chair, grabbing the backpack placed next to her. I'm ready, Dad, Mabel said softly, trying to keep her composure. Mabel's father raised from his chair and pushed it in. They walked over to the coat rack where Mabel's father donned a cashmere coat and a fedora to match. That boy snazzy, okay? Cashmere, they made money. Mabel put on her backpack and took her father's hand as they walked outside to the bustling trees filled with birds singing their morning chant. Be good, Mabel, said her mother as she saw the two off. Mabel waved and opened the passenger seat. Somebody's getting fired. It's supposed to be passenger door. How many times did I read this shit? Keep calm. Nah, this is cap. Why does this not say passenger door? Why does this passenger? How do you open a passenger seat? How many rough drafts did we go through to see open the passenger seat to her father's pickup truck? I'm about to lose my mind. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm about to lose my mind. Don't buy this book. Yo, don't buy this book. Don't do it. It's not worth it. To be honest. I wouldn't buy this book. Passenger seat? How do you open a passenger seat? Can someone explain that to me? How do you open a passenger seat? Like, can we really talk about how do you open a passenger seat? Am I tweaking? Did I miss a memo? I can't read what you're saying. Hold on. Break open that seat. Got it open. That's insane. My night is ruined. Thank y'all for showing up to the stream. All right, we're just going. If you own a copy, I'm gonna talk to Amazon. I'm gonna talk to Barnes & Noble. If you own a copy that says open passenger seat, that is a super rare copy because as of tonight, that will be changed to door. I don't care what people say, it will be changed to door. That is not, no. No. That's all. I'll just make the effort to just ignore that and we'll just continue on with reading. Otherwise, I will be in a bad mood for a little while. I don't want that. I don't want that. All right. The ride from the Winter's home to the schoolhouse was no more than a 5-minute drive, free from bustling traffic and unwarranted stoplights. Silence hung in the air between Mabel and her father. Though they would occasionally point out interesting sights on the drive, no conversation was initiated. On their arrival at Greensboro Elementary School, Mabel asked her father if she could ride her bike to school tomorrow, given the short distance. Her father pondered for a moment and told her he'll think about it. Mabel knows all too well that usually means he won't. She leaves from her father's truck, making her way inside the school. Kids from both Mabel's neighborhood and nearby residences were running around trying to find their homerooms. Mabel walked through the madness, catching a few stares from students and teachers in the process. Mabel stepped into her homeroom where its students chatted amongst themselves before the start of class. Eyes turned as she sat in the back of the classroom. She could hear chatter coming from the students asking, "Who is she?" And the more knowledgeable students replied with, "A celebrity." Mabel had wonders if the show had an audience in her hometown. Given the current circumstances, she could clearly see that it did. She knew the dangers of being famous in a small suburban area, yet still wanted a chance at a normal school life. However, Mabel realized that would be easier said than done. Word spread around the school like an airborne disease that a kid celebrity was a student. Once one student... okay. We'd have two changes. Because once one student heard the news... I mean, that's fine. Maybe I'm just being picky because of that fucking passenger seat. But it's fine. I think that's okay. One, I hire you to edit my book, and this is what you do to me. This is what I get. This is what I paid for. I guess. I guess. My fault for not reading it again and again and again. It should be once a student heard the news, they quickly shared it with their peers, creating a chain reaction until everyone in the school knew the name Maybelline Winters. However, there was one particular student who knew that name long before it gained celebrity merit. He approached a group of fourth graders openly, speaking about the child celebrity, and asked, "Well, where is she?" One of the fourth graders shrugged his shoulders and replied, "In a fifth grade homeroom, I think." School eventually ends, and Mabel is Mabel is exhausted. Students and also teachers barraged her with all sorts of questions regarding her short-lived acting career. It got to a point where the principal had to place Mabel under direct supervision by a police officer out of fear for her safety. Exiting the front doors of the school alongside the officer, she informed him that her father was waiting outside. The officer left for his patrol car and then vacated the premises. Mabel began making her way to the parent pickup lane, spotting her father's truck. Suddenly, she heard a voice call out to her. "Damn, Broadway! If I knew you were in town, I'd roll out the red carpet for you," a boy yelled to Mabel, stopping her in her place. The voice was familiar, a bit more high-pitched than she remembered. Mabel turned to where the voices came from and saw a young pudgy boy wearing the school's navy uniform jacket, tight slacks, a pair of black boots with his hair slicked back with grease, emulating the classic greaser style. The boy was sitting on his blue bike, waving Mabel over. It had been 6 years since she last saw him, yet she recognized him instantly. Despite his pudgy frame, he managed to capture the essence of the iconic Elvis-inspired look. His round face containing features she knew all too well. Tears began to roll down Mabel's face and mustered the biggest smile. "I found you." All right, we're only reading that chapter because I'm pissed. I am pissed. Open the passenger seat? Like, how? Who do I call? Like, who do I even talk to about that? Like, what? That is insane. That is insane. I can get that fixed. I just gotta go on something. I just gotta fix it in the document or whatever. We take him to court for these issues, fix these issues, brother. We will support your typo book. This is insane, man. I never thought. I read. So when it comes to, hold on, it's no more campfire song. There's no more campfire song. It's spooky ambient music. When you make a draft for a book, it's garbage. It's complete garbage. Because you're just getting your thoughts on paper, right? Maybe I put passenger seat door. Maybe I put passenger door seat. But I promise you I did not put passenger seat. I promise you I did not put passenger seat. Door was in there. This changes a lot. I might have to get a new editor somehow, some way. Because that is unacceptable. I published that. That is a published book with that says seat. It's supposed to be door. They're both 4-letter words, but it's supposed to be door. I'm gonna write that on my big whiteboard right there. Fix page 10. Don't even just put fix page 10. Just fix page 10. Once one student, that's fine. I think that's fine. It's fine. I'm pretty sure I put once the student heard. It is fine. I'm glad I'm rereading this book now. Because God knows if I find another typo in this book, because I am slightly, just a little bit, dyslexic. I think I think someone's gonna pay for this. Like really, really,